Hey everyone, this is Learn with Line. In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit your products in WooCommerce. So if you're in your WordPress dashboard, click on Products on the left side underneath WooCommerce and go to All Products and find a product that you'd like to edit. So in this case, I'm just going to go with this organic butternut squash soup. I'm going to click Edit. And in here, you're going to have a product description. And then down below, there's also going to be a short product description. This is going to be the product description that's going to show like right at the top next to your image, but then there's going to be like a longer description where you can fill in a whole lot more data. But for now, there's certain things that you're going to want to be able to edit, like the price. So in the general section under product data, you're going to have the regular price, and then you have the sale price. So let's say you wanted that the regular price is $10, and that the sale price is $8, so you want to give like a $2 discount, so it displays showing like it's got like a slash through it. That's where you would put that in here. You'll also be able to put your tax status if you want to make it taxable or not. You can also click on the left side sub menu which says inventory. You can put a SKU number in there, UPC. You could do stock management. You could choose that if it's in stock or out of stock on back order. And then you have another sub menu for shipping. So here you can put the weight of the item, the dimensions in inches, the shipping class if you have a shipping class. That's going to be in regards to like, shipping the product and choosing like what kind of package you're going to use. If you have any linked products like upsells or cross sells, you could put that in there too. Attributes. If you end up making a product which has like multiple sizes, so say for example this was like a 16-ounce container and you had like an 8-ounce container, you could put that in here. And then there's some advanced stuff, so you could change the menu order. So the menu order is about how your products display on your site. So like if you put 1 for a product, it'll be the first one shown, then 2, and then when you go to your product page, you could choose the organization based on menu order. Purchase note, enable reviews, enable for POS. So if you end up having like a system where you're trying to sell them in person, you'd be able to add this option here. So another thing you'll want to do too is if you do have the ability where you've added an additional size, you're going to click on this drop down and you're going to choose variable product. And this way, it's going to take the attributes that you put in. So let's say it was height, or ounces, or colors, or whatever, and you put that information in there, and then it would add those new attributes into your variations area, and that's where you're going to change the price per variation. So if you had different sizes, you could put different prices and sizes in there. And then once you're done with all of that, you'll just click Update on the side. And just so you know, on the main page of your product, you have your main product image. And here, let's say, for example, you just have one product, so you only have one size, no variations or like that. You'll put that one image that's going to be the main focus or the main image that you're going to use here. And then any additional images you'll put in the product gallery below it. But if you were to do a product that was a variable product, where it's going to have multiple sizes, then you could put like one main image and then maybe like in the background like a smaller version of it in the main product image, and in the product gallery you can also add those other versions of the images there. But one of the other things too is if you do have a variable product, so let me just go and click on it again, and you click on variations, each variation image is going to have its own base default image, and it only allows 1. And I'll show you that real quick. I have an already made variable product, so I'm going to click on all products again just to show you. So over here we have this organic salad dressing with apple cider vinegar. And we're going to click edit. And we're going to click on variations. Well, before we go to variations, and FYI, I'm using the Divi Builder theme. If you're not using Divi Builder, you're not going to see all this stuff. So you're just going to scroll down, go down to your product data. This is a row of information that everyone's going to have in WooCommerce and WordPress. So here I have attributes. I made one called size, and I put in two values, a 16 ounce, and then I put a slash line, and then I space, and then 8 ounce. And that's how you would create your different sizes, and you also choose the name. So if you were doing it based on color, you could do the name is color, and then you'd put in your color. So you could put black slash red slash white, and then you'd click save attributes, and then you'd go to variations, and now those variations would display down here. And just as I told you before, each version or attribute variation is going to have its own image, so you can remove the image and put a new image in. You can have its own price for that variation, its own SKU number, its own UPC, its own sale price, its own dimensions and weight. And so if you want to make any modifications, you'll put them in here. They'll also have their own descriptions. So if you were to, like, say for example, like the 8 ounce size has a different amount of nutrition in it, you could put that information in here and in there. And then right now we have a product gallery, and so I put all the images already. If you do want to edit like the SEO stuff for products, you're going to put in your description in here and description here for the different variations. You're going to put your main description in here for the product long description, and they have the short description over here. But the area where you're going to like modify the stuff for the images, as long as you've uploaded your images and you named your files correctly, if you click on a image file, so for example here's butternut squash soup, you can go to the alternative text, and you can update your alternative text in here, the title, the caption, the description, and don't go too overwhelming, because this is just the text that's going to be shown in the background of the site. So like if anyone's using like a screen reader, majority of people don't use screen readers, so you're not really going to find that necessary. The only person who's also going to notice this, or not, I shouldn't say person, but computers will notice this. So like Google search or whatever will be able to read your background info. So that's why you want to do that for your SEO purposes. And as long as you've already optimized your images, like I always optimize my images to make sure that the file size is the right size and the image height and width is the right size for use for products, that's what you would do. And whenever you're doing your products, you also want to make sure that your main product image, I'm just going to go back to this butternut squash soup, for example. You see how like the front label is displaying, you can see the words butternut squash soup on the label. So you want to make sure that that's always displaying as like your main picture. If your picture is like, if you could see me hovering my mouse over the top photo of this butternut squash soup, which has no label, that's not a good example because it doesn't show the name on it. And maybe, I shouldn't say that's not the best. It could be the best for what you want to do if you don't have a label, and maybe you're selling something that doesn't require a label. But if it does have a label that easily makes it understood what the product is, that should probably be your main product image. And so that's pretty much it. You're going to edit your product description in here, edit your short description down here, and then if you want to edit the alt tags and description tags of your images, you're going to go to media again, and then find your butternut squash, and then change the description out. So if you have a t-shirt, you put your description of your shirt. So if it was small, large, medium, you'll put that at small, large, or medium. You could list your sizes in there if you wanted to. And that's pretty much it. So that's how to edit your products and your images for WooCommerce in WordPress. This is Learn with Line. If you like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe, like, thumbs up, leave a comment or suggestion for the next video. Thanks for watching. Until next time.